picking winning stocks. Feels like trying to pick out the lottery numbers sometimes, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can see that.
It's tough out there for an investor.
It really is. It's a jungle out there.
But what if you could stack the deck just a little bit in your favor?
Well, who wouldn't want that?
Like, what if you could combine, I don't know, maybe like the wisdom of a whole bunch of really smart investors?
Okay, yeah, I like where you're going with this.
Well, that's basically the idea behind iQuant's greatest hits model.
Okay, tell me more.
So instead of just like relying on one model to kind of like, I don't know, predict the future or whatever,
Right.
they've built this whole system that's kind of like a panel of experts.
Okay.
And each of these experts, they've got their own way of looking at the market, like their own little strategy.
I'm intrigued. So what's the big goal with this whole panel of experts thing?
Well, they're swinging for the fences on this one.
Okay, how so?
They're aiming to outperform the S&P 500.
Wow, ambitious.
Yeah.
Outperforming the S&P 500 is no small feat. How do they plan on pulling that off?
So you know how when you're looking at companies, you're always trying to find those hidden gems, those like undervalued businesses that the markets may be overlooking.
Yeah, absolutely. Finding those diamonds in the rough, that's the dream.
Right. Well, imagine thinking of each of these models like a detective, right?
Okay, a detective.
Yeah, each with their own little specialty. So maybe you've got one model that's like laser focused on a company's debt.
Right, makes sense.
Yeah.
Got to keep an eye on the balance sheet.
Exactly. And then another model might be all about market share. Like, are they a big fish in a small pond, or are they getting drowned out by the competition?
Love it. Different perspectives, all looking for different clues.
Exactly. And if a stock is setting off alarm bells across all those different models, that's a pretty good sign that, maybe, just maybe, the market's missing something.
It's like having all those detectives come back with reports pointing to the same suspect. Makes you pay attention.
Right. Okay, so say I'm iQuant, and I'm putting together my dream team of models here. How am I actually choosing these greatest hits? What's the process?
So they start fresh every quarter, no baggage allowed.
Okay.
And get this, we're talking all of their non-sector specific models, all in.
Hold on. Back up for a second. Non-sector specific. Break that down for me.
Yeah, so like not just tech stocks or energy or whatever.
Yeah.
We're talking the whole shebang.
Yeah.
A full market panorama.
The whole market. Okay, so no biases, just a broad view.
You got it.
Yeah.
And from that massive pool of potential investments, they pick out the top 10 stocks that show up the most.
Across all the models, you mean?
Across all the models. Yep. It's a popularity contest, but like data-driven.
Okay, I like that. But it's not just showing up, right? Like, it's got to be how W they show up.
You got it. They take a look at the average ranking within each model. So a stock that's consistently ranking high, that's can carry a lot more weight.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's like, how a greatest hits album will usually have the same, like, top songs.
Yeah.
So this is like that, but for stocks.
Exactly. If a song's a hit, it's a hit,
Yeah.
and the model picks it up.
But this isn't set it and forget it, right? They're not just picking these stocks once a year and calling it good.
No way. They're way too smart for that.
Huh.
This portfolio, it actually reconstitutes every February, May, August, and November.
So 4 times a year, they're hitting the refresh button, swapping out stocks based on what the models are saying.
Exactly. Got to stay agile in the market. You snooze, you lose.
Right. But let's get back to this whole multi-model approach for a second. I mean, why even go through all this trouble? Isn't one really good model enough?
I love this question. Imagine trying to solve one of those crazy complex jigsaw puzzles, right?
Okay, I'm with you.
You might have an idea of what the final picture is, but wouldn't it be way more helpful to have a bunch of people helping you out?
Yeah, for sure. You'd spot things you'd never see on your own.
Right. It's the same with investing. Having all these different models, all analyzing the company through their own lens, it just gives you this much more complete picture.
So it's not just about being a good company. It's about having that proof, that validation from a lot of different angles.
Exactly. It's like getting a seal of approval from a whole council of experts.
And all those seals of approval, that's got to give investors more confidence, right?
Exactly. That's the real beauty of this whole iQuant greatest hits model.
Yeah.
It's using all these different perspectives to find those hidden gems that maybe everybody else is missing.
And potentially, beat the market while they're at it.
You got it.
That's a really cool approach.
It is.
It really makes you wonder, could you use this whole greatest hits thing in other parts of life?
Oh, 100%.
Like, I don't know, choosing the best restaurant in a new city, or even like picking a career path.
All about optimizing those decisions.
Right. There's definitely something to think about there.
For sure.
Well, on that note, I think we've just about reached the end of today's deep dive.
It's been fun.
And as always, thanks to you all for listening.